welcome back to my channel. Today I am talking about the brand new from Urban Decay, the Ultimate Naked Basics palette. I said that completely wrong. It's the Naked Ultimate Basics. Whatever, you guys know what this is. They sent out a PR package to just about everybody except for me. Why didn't I get it? I want it. But this has been kind of a huge deal, and at first I wasn't going to buy it because honestly I haven't kept any of my naked palettes, so I wasn't going to get this, but then I decided, what's a good YouTuber without buying stuff anyway and showing it to you guys, so I got it, and I got it for you. Now, I am going to talk about this palette. However, if you are only interested in the tutorial part of this, I will put the time right here that starts, and that is for this eye look. And no, this color did not come in the palette. I'm a little extra and I added stuff in. But if you want to see that, just skip along. So this is the first all matte palette from Urban Decay, meaning the bigger ones. They came out with the smaller ones that had just a few shades in them, and people loved them. I didn't buy them just because they're too small for me. Like that is like a travel palette. I keep using parentheses today, whatever, air quotes. Apparently it's a thing, but I like to have a lot of options. I'm not somebody that has like a real daily look, so I won't grab a palette like that and I won't take it with me because I want all the colors. So I never got those, but from what I understand, those were really well loved. So Urban Decay came out with this palette right here. You guys have seen this a million times, this guy. Now I say matte palette because on the box this says that it is all matte, all naked. However, there's one shade in here that is not matte, and it is called Below. It is this top shade right here. Honestly, I wish that it was matte, but I'm not mad at it. It is a good shade, but I would have loved to have had a good all over bone colored shadow because I'm gonna have to grab Blanc type if I'm using this. I used the pregame in this tutorial, but if I was going to use this in real life on a daily basis, I'm gonna grab Blanc type from MAC to put all over the lid. I do really like the fact that there is a black shade in here because a lot of times that's left out, and again, that's just something I feel like I have to take with me. I like to do just black shadow for liner a lot, so I'm glad that that is in there. The shades are really nice. You've got a good range of warms and cool tones because these guys are definitely cool, and then more of like the neutral and a little bit of cool up top. I love extra bitter. That's what everybody has been saying, so that's no surprise. I'm going to insert swatches of all of these right here. So the very first top row, we have Below, which I've already said is not matte. Then we have Nude, Commando, Tempted, Instinct, and Lethal. And then down below we have Pregame, Extra Bitter, Faith, Lockout, Magnet, and Blackjack. And then of course it comes with this little brush. I haven't even taken the plastic off of it yet because I don't know, I don't use it. I never use the brushes that come in here. Okay, so a few pros and cons about this. Pro, I sound like Jimmy Fallon. Pro, oh my God, I'm not gonna get that out of my head now. These are all new shades in here, so you're not gonna have duplicates. That's pretty awesome. The con definitely for me is that it does not really contain all mattes. That stupid Glow has to be like freaking highlighter shade. It's not bad, it's not like super shimmer or anything, but it's just not matte. This is $54. Not too bad for the amount of shades that you get in here. However, if you have a ton of these shades, I wouldn't say that this is a must unless you will take this traveling. I've got a hair on me. It's pissing me off. I don't know where it's at. Like, hair, come on. I need my space. Woo! I do think that this palette is worth the money, especially if you are looking for something that is all together. I like the formula of these. They are way better than the previous palettes, and I definitely think that I could take this traveling and not feel like I'm missing something. I would probably have to bring like a MAC pigment or something, or like a dazzle shadow, because I have to be super extra about everything, but I do like this palette. It is my favorite palette of all the Urban Decay naked ones. This is the one I would say to grab, and it is permanent, so that is good. Anywho, I'm doing this tutorial, so if you want to see how this came out, and then let me know if you want to see any more with this palette, or again, everybody's doing them right now, so I understand if you guys are like, girl, no, move on to your new makeup geek. I really want to play with those. All right, enough of my shenanigans. Let's get started. I am still so paranoid that this is going to go out of focus. It freaks me out. Anywho, I've got this MAC Soft Ochre paint pot on my lids, and I'm going to go in with Pregame on a large fluffy brush. This is a MAC 227, and I'm going to put this all over basically to set my eye. I would use the other shade, but it has a little shimmer to it, so I don't want the shimmer all over my eye, but I am about to put that at my brow bone. But this is going to set my paint pot. On a MAC 242, I'm grabbing Pregame. No, Blow. I'm grabbing Blow, and I'm going to put this right at the brow arch. As you can see, this shade definitely is not matte, so I don't know where they're coming in with that claim of this being all matte, because this is not matte. Now I'm going to go in with Nude right into the crease and then buffing it upwards as a transition shade. Just a soft transition shade though, and I'm just going to wiggle this around, add a little bit more in, and I'm going to flick it out on the edge like I always do. I do feel that I kind of have to dig into this shade a little bit. It might be because this brush is so soft though, so just something to note. Now I grabbed Faith on a MAC 217, and I'm going to go right into the crease with this. This one was not as hard to get shade onto. Like I said though, that Tom Ford brush is a little bit soft. So I'm kind of carving out the crease back and forth, so from the corner to corner, and then I'm softly going in circles to blend it out a bit. Same brush, now I'm going in with Extra Bitter, and I'm going to start on the outer corner and then work this only into the crease. And then I'm going to take it on this inner corner as well. I'm going to do this a few times to make sure that I get the color that I want, but I like to just go in slowly and add instead of going directly in with a whole lot of product, especially when you're not completely familiar with the palette, like you don't know the pigmentation and whatnot. It's better to go easy and slow than it is to go overboard. I'm going to push this up into the crease just a little bit. So I'm just putting my brush, instead of going straight in, I'm kind of putting it to the side and going into the crease like this, and this diffuses the color out. Now I'm grabbing a MAC 221, and I got Lethal, like that deep purple shade, and I'm going directly on the outer parts of the eye. I'm kind of creating like a little halo effect here. I left the center part empty on purpose. I swear I didn't skip it by accident. I'm just kind of tapping this and blending it on this outer corner. I'm not bringing this up into the crease. Same thing on this inner corner. Going back in with Blow on a 242, and I'm just going to dot this in the center of the eye and then slowly work it over the other edges of the other shadows, just so it kind of creates a really nice blend. But I'm just kind of tapping, I'm not dragging. Now I'm going to go in with MAC's Fluidline in Rich Ground and a MAC 209, and I'm just going to put this right along the upper lash line. All right, for the lower lash line, I'm going to go in with Marc Jacobs Highliner in Blacquer. I'm going right at the base of the lashes. I'm not going on the inner rim because I'm going to put something else in there. Oh, this is hard to do when you're this far away. And I'm going to take a MAC 219 and buff it out. Feel free to make all the funny mouth faces you want, because apparently you have to have your mouth completely open to blend out a liner. Now I'm taking Extra Bitter again on a MAC 221. I'm just kind of going right over the edges of this and buffing this out. Now for a little bit of fun, I'm going to take Nars Pasiphae. This is a dual intensity eyeshadow, and I'm going to grab my Nars contour brush, and I'm going to add a little bit of Fix Plus, and then we're popping this on the lower lash line. Oh my god, that is gorgeous. No extra product on the brush with Extra Bitter. I'm just going to go right at the edge of this to blend it out. MAC Chromagraphic Pencil NC15 NW20 in the waterline. You could totally do the black, but I like how this opens up the eye. For mascara, I'm using the Grandiose Extreme from Lancome. I've been testing this mascara out. And then I'm going to put on falsies. I have no idea which ones I'm going to use yet. I totally forgot there was one other step that I wanted to do. So before I do my lower lashes, I'm going to grab this. This is from Butter London, and this is an eye gloss, but it's a Glazen eye gloss, but it doesn't end up staying like real sticky or anything. It actually dries down, and this one is called Spark, and it's a gold shade. I am taking the tiniest amount of this on a Wayne-Goss number 7, and I'm gonna pop this on my inner corner. And then I'm gonna do my lower lash mascara, and I'm gonna pop some falsies on, and then I'll be back. Okay, so I went with the obvious, you know, the usual Kiss Lash number 11. This seemed appropriate. And then on my lips, I put on MAC Whirl Liner all over, and then the new Lip Tensity in Toast and Butter, also by MAC. I did a full swatch video on these in case you were interested. It's up. Anywho, overall, kind of loving these shadows. I didn't have any fallout, not from the Urban Decay shadows. I did a little bit from Pasiphae, but the whole time I was blending and everything, nothing got on my cheeky, so that is 2 thumbs up in my book. So I actually think this is going to be the very first Urban Decay palette, like of the Naked series. I have the electric that I'm going to keep. I have not kept any of them. I used the Naked one for a long time meaning probably like 6 months when I first got into makeup, and that was like the palette to have. And then I've consistently bought the other ones and done reviews or, you know, this or that on them, but I never used them, so I just sold them and got rid of them. Not to say that they're bad, but they just weren't something that I picked up. This one, I could be wrong, but I think that I might actually end up using this one a bit more in the... Girl, this packaging, it is gorgeous. Anywho, please let me know if you liked this video. Give it a thumbs up if you did. Subscribe if you're not already, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye-bye.